Hands on helmets. 10 seconds.
Welcome. I'm Chris McKean.
And I'm Andy Kiner.
We're all about cross-country racing, and usually it starts with 10 seconds.
But not in Iowa. In Iowa, it starts with hands-on helmets. Actually, most of the time. It does this one, not next time.
I know. Oh, man. I know. We have quite the podcast to follow up on from last week.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Oh, no, we're going to be off the cuff. What did you say? Short jokes and Prius jokes, or short and Prius jokes, or something like that. So
that's all the preparation I got, Chris.
We are busy. I mean, it's, we both have full-time jobs. You must not got the memo to dress up for the podcast tonight. So
I did not. I apologize.
Nope, it's running from the podcast or running from work to the podcast. So
gotcha.
Well, you've been busy. You had a busy weekend.
Got a lot of work done down at Canesville. So got a lot of work done, made some changes, still got more. We haven't even touched everything yet. So hoping the weekend after next, not this weekend with Cahokia, but the following weekend we'll get everything, for the most part at least, tied together and hopefully trimmed and be ready to go. So
I know.
Yep. We could use some, if we have any young racers, I say young, like teenagers, would like to do a little bit of help, and we could use it that next Saturday or Sunday. And it'll benefit them if they do, because we need to flip rocks down in the falls area. So
gotcha.
We got about
we got to get ramped up for this weekend. I mean,
I'm ready to go.
Over the weekend, I did go ahead and update the points again. So those that we had, for the most part, there's some that people are going to see like red. What's a red meaning around my number? Those we're still waiting on confirmations and getting all that updated. But pretty much everybody that's been registered through Saturday is all updated. So
nice.
Those are wondering who's in their class, who's going to line up next to him for Canesville. It's all out there. And we'll start getting that 4x4 invite out there as well.
Should start seeing some the stuff on that here the next couple of days, I would think.
Yeah.
But I did hear, I've had a couple people talk to me about they like how you did that with the green for Canesville, so they know who all was signed up. So, and probably more importantly, know who wasn't signed up.
Well, that'll help us out as a friendly reminder to those that aren't signed up to just give them a little nudge at this race. Let them know.
Yep, exactly.
I was just looking. I hadn't had a chance to look out there, but normally we talk about a race, we get quite the increase in online registration. So I was just going to take a quick look here and see what that looks like for Cahokia.
I wonder how many people are waiting until the day before with the weather.
I mean, you mean the rain?
No. See if they can handle the heat or not.
It's going to be a warm one.
It's going to separate the men from the boys.
We've got 99 entries so far. So that's really good. We'll see how many that can bump up after the podcast. Everybody listens and hits that registration button before Thursday.
Yeah, and obviously, as hot as it's going to be, it's going to save you time, right? Out in the heat. So, no, that's good. 99, pretty decent for a normal race.
We're a little low. We're right there, within 10 or so of, I want to say, about the average.
Nice. Let me turn my ringer off here real quick. There we go. Yeah, so gotcha. Yeah, that's good. It seemed like you said it always kicks in pretty good around this time, Tuesday, Wednesday, before the event. So hopefully get some more signed up, save them time and everything, and seems to be going really well. So
yeah, doing good. So what else? For somebody who maybe hasn't been at Cahokia before, want to just start kind of from the beginning, what to expect?
Well, I'll tell you that one thing that everybody has to expect this time is when you get in there, try to come with your group. It's not going to be a thing where you can save 10 spots and have 50 feet in between them. We ain't got, there's a lot of parking there, but if it's done wrong, there's really no reason whatsoever that we should have probably more than 12, 15 feet between the campers right now. It's a little tight down there, not as much on pit lane,
Mm-hmm.
So parking is a little tight, but we just got to do it properly. We can't be pulling in there sideways. We can't pull in there and save for 3 people and have 100 feet. It just don't work that way. So we need to get in there and get them about 12, 15 feet apart so you can put an awning out if you want, especially this weekend. And and then we also, remember, we have parking. Remember we started last year? That the field back behind the kids' timber?
Yep.
It's right off that road. It's actually perfect parking. It's really nice. Talked to Thad, got some updates today. He couldn't be here. Couldn't be on here tonight. He wanted to, but he had a prior meeting, so he couldn't. But he said that'll be all mowed up really nice and everything like it was last year. We are going to do the start back there again, Chris. We're not going to do it across the street. So it will be back there. It looks like it's hidden, but man, it worked really good last year. You can walk right through that little timber section, and so many people hang out in there and watch the kids. And there's a ton of people in there watching, watching the adults and everything last year as well. So, but yeah, so start will be around there. Not sure. Probably have to make a couple of changes to the start by the way we're going this year. And same with the kids. We'll have to make a couple changes. Paul and I was talking last night, I think it was, and probably gonna make a change on the scoring itself, where it's at. Just so we can bypass it that first lap the way we're starting this year, the way we're going. So we'll probably have to bypass scoring. So we'll move it just a little bit so we can get around it. Okay. But there's good parking over there though. I mean, if you've got a group of 10 people in your thing, man, that's the perfect place to go. There's plenty of parking. It's easy to get in and out of. It's right by the start, probably a little quieter,
Yeah.
I really doubt that Tylube's going to be back there because they're typically want to be up by, towards scoring and stuff. So you won't have the loud generator, Chad. So it might be. He usually tries to park by Paul, So, but no, it'd probably be a little quieter back there. It's great parking. So, but yeah.
Now you mentioned we're not going to start. We're not going to start across the road. Will we be racing over there at all?
No, there's We have nothing over there. We just did the start the 1 year. So, but yeah. So no, we won't be over there at all unless, I can't even tell you overflow parking, we'd rather not have them over there with having to cross the highway,
Gotcha.
So, yep. But, I did get a little bit of bad news from down there. Are you sitting? Yeah, you are sitting down, aren't you, Chris?
Yeah, you can tell I'm sitting down. I can't tell if you're standing or sitting. So
I see. I walked right into that one. So I guess we might as well get the bad news out right away. We've had something. I don't even know how to say it. I don't want to say it. It's just got me feeling horrible. We no longer have a covered bridge down there.
Oh,
I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say.
What? Do we have a collapse?
So let me make it very clear. Obviously, we've been working on Canesville a lot. And the only reason that we've been able to focus on Canesville with all the land we have down there and a new track is because Thad Trump and, his guys down there that are helping, that's done so much work on trimming and everything on this track. And we can't thank him enough. So today when I was texting back and forth with Thad, he was kind of giving me some updates. And he said, unfortunately, I'll bring it up here. Unfortunately, the covered bridge has ran out of time, basically. He does have another bridge already set in there, but it is a flatbed. So no more covered bridge. So the van trailer has ran its course. So it didn't have much to go, but it was fun having it, though. That's for sure. So,
Gotcha.
But just a little update because we've got several new riders coming for this one, and a lot of them had asked me about when the what do you call it, the track will be arrowed, to come down and ride it, or not ride it, but walk it and stuff. And he said that basically everything is trimmed for the most part. So the kids' course should be marked, I'm going to guess, probably as early as Thursday evening, maybe. Either way, by early Friday, I think midday Friday, everything should be probably marked, is my guess.
Gotcha.
So thanks to that, and like I said, everybody down there, it's unbelievable how much it helps, and especially with the heat that we're going to have. I think, was it tomorrow and Thursday are the two worst days, isn't it? Or Thursday, Friday, I can't remember, but
it's by a couple degrees, right?
Yeah.
It's still going to be hot.
Probably not much difference. You probably won't notice a difference between day to day, but at least it looks better. So, but yeah, the biggest thing about this weekend, Chris, is literally understanding that we ain't got a bunch of extra parking. So please, adjust your setup in your head right now before you get there. Know that you got enough to put an awning out. That's about all you need. So we can get, you think about if you go down the normal pits, everybody did really good at Mount Pleasant, but typically, you might seems like we always get an awning out and then another 15, feet on top of that. It's just wasted space, really. So we could probably get about another 10, 15 trailers in normally if we would just tighten it up a little bit. So I thought everybody did a great job at Mount Pleasant. So we just got to do the same thing here again.
So we have to start where we were last year.
Yep.
So, and then we're gonna have a kind of like U-shaped pit road.
Probably not. We'll probably stay away from the pitting on both sides.
Okay.
I'm guessing we will. I'm not going to tell you that 100% right now. But obviously like to make as much as we can, and we'll do kind of like that L shape, I guess you'd call it, or whatever, J shape maybe, that we did last year over there on the side of the scoring. But we're just going to look at a little new layout this year for where scoring is and see if we can maybe get some more people in there. But I'd say it's going to be fairly close. But yeah, a little limited access to being literally right on pit road. So be another good reason if you get there early and you want to get around behind there. Yeah, that's good parking back there. So
All right.
Other than that, I think if I heard right, we're changing it up a little bit back at Tim's in the big timber up on the hill. I think that's getting changed up a little bit. Unfortunately, we got to take the kids that were kind of in the timber that we're in, which always makes a good course down there, but it's just so far to get them to the big timber. You just can't, they get one lap by the time we got them there and back.
Especially for those 50s. I mean,
yep, exactly. So, one thing about this weekend though, Chris, it's going to be hot. Okay. So when it's hot, can you tell me what we still need to have on when we're racing?
well, we need all of our protective gear. So that's still long sleeve shirts, pants, chest protector, helmet, goggles, preferably.
And just a reminder.
Go ahead.
Just a reminder on that. Obviously, the kids, you have to. It's a rule. You have to have a chest protector on.
Yep.
So even when it's hot, whether it's underneath your jersey or over your jersey, you have to have a chest protector on. Even when it's hot, that's going to be our biggest challenge. Is guys wanting to come in there with short sleeves. If you have long sleeves on them, you push them up. That's up to you, but you have to have long sleeves on. And it's just a rule. It's not our rule, but you have to have them on. So yeah, everybody, please don't say, well, it's too hot. Well, everybody else out there does a pretty good job of having long sleeved on. I wouldn't want to run short sleeved anyway. Definitely not at Canesville after we've been laying this new track out with places being pretty tight. But even down there, short sleeve just isn't a good idea. You're going to get torn up pretty good. So, but yeah, I just want to throw that out there that definitely need long sleeves on and stuff. So,
Okay.
Yep. And just a reminder, in case we do have some new ones. I knew I had some new ones that was going to be watching tonight. No helmet cams. You can have them anywhere you want except on your helmet. Be on your chest, on your, your handlebars, fenders, wherever you want, just not anywhere on the helmet, chin or top or back or front, nothing. So, but just a reminder, number plates, number plates got to be on the front and the back, of course,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think that is about it we did get some ICs today.
I was just going to ask the burning question of what everybody's going to look forward to after racing in this weather.
Yep. I'm sure, they've had a good amount of rain down there. I don't know if the Waiaconda River is down, but it's right there beside it.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely see some people going to cool off over there, if there's any flowing, but yeah, we did get, I think we bought like 400 ices today. So everybody might even have an opportunity to get 2 if it's that hot. So, but they're always really, really good after a race.
Question is, are you going to be able to keep them cold?
I sure hope so. We won't get them out until it's time. So, but yeah, I hope we can. We'll see. Sometimes they're slushies by the time they get them. So,
all right.
Yep.
I love the logo for this race. We're going to be celebrating the 4th of July. So, bring it on.
Yeah. I liked what they did there. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
A little late, but I wouldn't say it's really late because, we had the 4th, which is nice. Some of your communities do them different. We were at Canesville this weekend, and They had their 4th of July celebration, fireworks and everything on Saturday night. We went down and took a part of, and yeah, so now here we are the next week, having our race, and yeah, it's only 1 July that we could really celebrate. So we've got the 250 on there, and I just thought they did a pretty good job. So it's hard to put water, or wheeling on the Waiakona, but after last year, it's really hard to put water on the shirt. It's like that's a jinx or something. but yeah, I know it's common sense, but man, that's hard to come by anymore. But please, everybody, please, leave some of those refreshments at home this week. Get on that water, today or tomorrow, or man, get as much water as you can in you and stuff. And
yep.
Prepare yourself now. The guys that, you see doing a little extracurricular stuff, and then the day of the event, they get done, and, it's like tractor just ran over them. You really don't feel sorry for them,
Yeah.
Then you have Joe Lutz, he's probably got Mountain Dew running through his camel pack,
Oh. So this race is sponsored by Bold Off-Road, correct?
Yep.
Can you tell us, can you share with everybody a little bit about them, what they do, what services they provide?
Let me bring that up. I was really hoping to get Dave there, but Dave doesn't sound like he's going to make it, but you never know. So he's had issues the last couple of years with other events, that they're part of, and some rides and stuff, and hasn't been able to make it. But he's been a sponsor with us now 3 years in a row, and yeah, can't thank him enough. He had a little bit of misfortune this week. He lost a family member, and so he couldn't come on. But yeah, so they're up in Colgan, Iowa. Okay, and nice shop. They do a lot of performance stuff, a lot of fixing up a real fancy. Man, some of his stuff is unbelievable. The side by sides mainly and stuff, but they do repairs. It's a repair shop and stuff. I know for a fact that that's where Danny Bowling's favorite place to go is over to see Dave at Bold Off-Road. I know that's where they get a lot of their parts and get stuff worked on and everything. And pretty sure that's one of Danny's biggest supporters over there is Bold Off-Road. So yeah, so even though they don't, it doesn't look like they're, into four-wheelers as much, they repair everything, so race machines, everything. So it's really good. It's in a spot that we don't have a lot of people, a lot of sponsors in and stuff. And man, when you find a good repair shop like that, all the parts, I just talked to Danny, I keep saying Danny, Devin, the other day, and Devin said he had to run over there to get his new belt for his Renegade, so one of those places he can probably get you about any part, he loves the riding, the side-by-sides, ATVs, and yeah, really lucky to have Dave and his team on board. And I'm really hoping we can get him there. I think he just hasn't had the opportunity to see everybody, and
yeah,
I like to get the name to the face, and let everybody meet him. And I think everybody would be very impressed and be wanting to make the trip over there. So, but yeah, Colgan, Iowa, just northeast of Cedar Rapids. Yeah, just really good. Huge selection, especially side-by-side stuff, but all the fancy wheels. I mean, your bumpers, all that kind of stuff on the shelf, race fuel. Like I said, I think you can get just about any parts you need. So, but yeah. What else you got?
Oh,
Come on, hit.
We got hole shot. We can kind of like skip around. We got hole shots. So me and one of two more chances left for the year to get qualified for the whole shot challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Three, still can't believe it. $3,000 purse.
Unbelievable. Plus
So,
all your goodies from Handy.
Yeah.
So
Hot seat.
I said Handy. Yes, hot seat. Yep.
So I just was looking. We have 31 qualified so far. So a one.
Only 31's qualified?
Well, you got some of them where they've won, their class. You got look at Colton Voss in the A class. He's won all 3 races so far, the whole shot, right?
Has he really?
Cade Vanderpool's won 2 out of the 3. So you've got some dominant racers out here this year that are making it difficult for the others in the class. I think Jackson Carroll's won. Jackson Carroll's another example. 2 whole shots out of the 3. So.
Now, I'm curious on Cade Vanderpool because, he's had whole shots every year he's qualified and he's never participated. And I think part of it's because it was so early, and now that we probably won't be doing it at 7:00 in the morning, we can do it more in the middle there with not having the adult session or the adult 90s. So it'd be interesting to see if more of them jump in. And of course, we never had $3,000 as purse either. So that's going to be interesting. So, some of these guys are going to get really greedy. They don't want to let anybody else. It's not just that you want to qualify, but you want to keep everybody else out,
Yeah.
So I'm going to call it right now. I think, no, maybe I shouldn't. I was going to say, I think this is the weekend that Paul Sirk and Joe Luke qualify. But man, that's a defeat in itself right there when you try to say to beat Thad Trump, for Paul to beat Thad in his home track, on the whole shot. Thad's going to be there to, he's going to want to defend his stomping grounds, so we'll see. One cool thing about this, though, Thad's boy, I hope I get this right. I forget his age by, I'd say he's probably in his middle 20s, probably, maybe upper 20s, probably, I guess. But, he is one of the assistant football coaches at Purdue. And so he has, I think if I remember right, it's like a 2 or 3 day window there or something where they take a couple of days off before, they go hard in August, and so he's swinging out. This is going to be the first time he's gotten to do it since we had it down there. But Jake, his Thad's boy, is going to race. So it'll be interesting to see him out there. So curious if him and his dad get side by side, if there's going to be any bumping going on, We'll see. I know there'll be bumping going on if Thad and Paul get beside each other on this track.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Craig Curry and Malcolm got it out of their system last year and they don't have to play bumper cars in that sand again.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Travis, it looks like maybe he missed, didn't see the beginning of the podcast. Kind of, you want to reiterate kind of again about parking situation. It's tight.
Yeah. When we're not saying anybody, I'm just saying if you do have a big group or, I know the crew even talked about being back there for a while, wanting to move back there, but it's just, if you have, there's probably room, if I had to guess, maybe 20. That might be a little more. I'd probably say 12 to 20, I think there's definitely more than 12, 15 to 20 people can park back there. And that's with decent sized rigs, you double up with the smaller ones and stuff. It's just perfectly flat. It's right by the start, not very far from scoring really when you cut through there, So, but yeah, just an opportunity for extra parking there. But as we were saying, though, it's a thing where you're just not going to be able to park 50 feet away from each other and save a bunch of spots. You're going to have to, what do we say? Like another 5 feet on top of the awning maybe or something, but try to get as many people as we can in there comfortably. So
What else?
I bring your bug spray too, since we're right
spray?
by the river and being hot.
Yeah,
Probably
can't forget about that. The bug spray.
Yeah,
it does get a little buggy. Mosquitoes kind of, even during the day, will get you. So, be prepared.
Yeah.
I was just kind of looking here points wise that, it's also, this round is a bonus points race. So we need to make sure, it's advertised, it's in the rules, but just so everybody knows, it's in 10 bonus points just for showing up right on the line.
Yeah, you gotta take off. You gotta be on the line. You gotta take off.
Yep.
So, yep.
Those are our valuable points coming up. I mean, we've got a lot of close classes yet. I mean, nothing's really in the clear yet on some couple classes maybe, but others it's still a tight race.
Yep. A lot of tight races.
This also, the outcome of this race also helps and determine the starting lineup for round 5. So
yeah, it determines if you're on a row 1, row 2, row 3. There's a lot of things that could change. We've seen that, like you just saying, with the tight points. It's very easy on some of them classes. I think you could go from first row to third row if you have a bad race. Because, and remember, we do not use throwouts for determining that, correct?
No.
So all of yours, somebody had asked me that question. There's no throwout at this point. That's at the end of the year that we have the throwout. So yeah, if this is the 4th race. So all 4 races count, whether you got 1 or if you got 25. So all your bonus points count, everything to getting you, your starting spot for Canesville. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. What else you got? What else do you have?
Well,
you never are quiet. So come on. What do you got to talk?
I just want to put another reminder out there. I know Thad reminded me today, and we're looking forward to it if we can get the work done. Thanks to Thad and everybody. It sounds like we got a good chance of getting that done, but even though it's going to be super hot, Thursday night is the county fair race where we have a lot of youth racers that are racing in it. I know we have a lot of adults that are racing in it. So the crew and Thad and everybody, we're all planning on going down there to kind of support everybody coming in to race that fun fair race. So they usually have a pretty good turnout from what I hear. So it's unfortunate that we're there during the county fair because I know there's not like a lot of hotels or anything, but I'm sure they're gone. You probably have to get out a couple more miles in order to find some, but it's going to benefit us a little bit, I think, by, being able to go down and go watch some different style of racing, with the little motocross track there. So should be pretty good. Be fun, little different for everybody. So but yeah, just a reminder again too, if they would, as soon as we get done with the race, Chris, this is going to be almost, when it's that hot, it's going to be almost more important than the other races, is if you've got to grab a rag or something to cool down. But this is a big track, but hopefully I know you'll do your best at it, but when the race is done, getting the results up there just as quick as we can, even if we can only get 2 or 3 of them to get started, but just let people disperse and get cooled down and stuff. But we'll try to get those awards done just immediately, so just after each one, go straight to the awards top 3, and everybody else can get their stuff at the once it's posted at the trailer. So
yep. As always, we try to get that out and printed as soon as possible. A lot of guys, depending on how long that track is for the adults, just because your race is over doesn't mean that somebody else's race isn't. So once we get that all clear from the track crew, then it's pretty much a printing within seconds. After verifying, everything, which we have been, it's been pretty quick. Once we get the all clear, if everything it looks okay, to get everything printed. So,
yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. So, would you break that down for us? Because I know that there is people, a couple different scenarios here. You always get that guy or gal, either one, that unfortunately comes through it. Well, you can say unfortunately if you're tired, but to me, it's a fortunate thing. If you skim through there at, a minute left in the race, let's say it's hour 59 even, and you come through there, the thing's still going. So we're not stopping you until it's over. So if you want to do that extra lap, you go right ahead. There's some people I've seen, Chris, that come through there and they're waiting to see if somebody's coming. And if it's somebody in their class, or whatever, then they might wait and, you got to get out of the way, of course, but make sure they're not going to go, and you don't have to do that extra lap if you don't want to. But the diehards, and they get through there, I mean, they don't even look around, they're on the gas going, and, I think they look at it in a positive way. I get an extra lap, or I get a chance to catch up with somebody. So that's up to you on what you do there. But if you're not going to go, you got to get out of the way at least so people can get through, of course. But, but the big thing is when you get done, if I come through there and you start throwing the checkered at 2 hours even, Chris, and let's say I come through there at 2:01, well, those people that came through at 1:55, 1:59, what is Cahokia? Isn't it like a 25-minute lap, I think, or something?
It can be.
Yeah.
Yep. It's one of the longer ones.
Yeah. So that's a hard part. Is a lot of people, is you're tired. I mean, you're hot and stuff. You want to go get your award, but, and sometimes it might be the leaders that just made it through that, but, so it could easily be, 20 minutes later or something by the time we do it, waiting for that sweeper, because isn't that what you have to wait for? I know sometimes I get you to give me like the overalls, maybe the double A's, a couple of the top classes if we know who they are. But for the most part, you have to officially wait until the official sweeper comes through and tells you track is clear before you can print it off, correct?
That's correct, because you don't know who's out there yet. I mean, we have an idea. Normally for kids, we can keep a good eye. Like the 50s, we keep a good eye on who's maybe still out there. 90s, not so much. There's too many in that session. And even adults, what do we have, 188 or so, I think, last race? We can't keep track of all of them. So, we have to wait for the all clear, make sure everybody's got that lap accounted for, because like I said, we don't know who's still out there. And then it's usually just double check everything. Computer has to recalculate things, and then we print. But there are some classes we'll know that they get spread out. You can kind of tell, especially our overalls, since we do pretty much know overalls all throughout the race. We know who's leading and first, second, third, pretty much. So just some of those other classes, we can keep track of who's where and what. We do that, but it's hard to tell. You never know what happens on the last lap. Joe Lutz could be leading the whole thing, and then something happened on the last lap, and he drops, from first to third. So
I think that's what happened in the last race.
So too.
But yeah, no, that's just it. And it's always, I'm not poking at anybody when I say this, but you've seen it as well as I have. You get the people that choose not to go on that last lap, and then you get the people that choose to go, and a lot of the breakdowns happen on the last lap. So that guy that chose to go, shoot, he might make up 3-4 spots on the last lap.
But that's also why we're kind of talking about that. I know it's going to be a hot one, and maybe those that are choosing to come through it, up to the 2-minute mark, stop at their pits. If you stop at your pits and the sweeper goes through, which most of the time is Brock. Once we send Brock out, you can't jump in front of Brock and finish your lap. Once he's through, you chose to go to the pits for however long. And then once we end up that 2 hours, we need to send our sweeper out. So, you get past, you shouldn't be able to go back around them. And we had to turn people back because the race is over at that time for them.
Yeah. And sometimes, I guess maybe the crew or people need to let you know too, if you're hot, tired, I understand. But yeah, for any reason whatsoever, you come up on the sweeper, your race is done at that point because you will not be scored if you pass the sweeper when they're sweeping. So we've only had that issue a couple times. It's always been a rule with us. So it's nothing new, but yeah, you must, if you're at the end there and you must slip by to grab a drink, you better do it really quick. And I've seen Brock do it several times where he'll go through the pits and look, as he's going to see if anybody's coming out, but and he's understanding about that. So, but if they're out there on the track, if they're out on the track and
go ahead.
I'd say if they're out there on the track and you come up behind a sweeper, for some, I don't know what's happened, whether you've got lost or whatever, but no matter how it works, your race officially done because you cannot pass the official sweeper. So we can't allow that because we got to make sure that we know the track is clear, when we're done. So,
and I was just going to say, this is kind of a different track too, because we have pits before scoring and pits after scoring, right?
Yeah. So, and then we'll have the pits on the other side too. So,
yeah,
for sure. So I think there shouldn't be anybody. Well, there always is a couple before scoring that's landlocked, they're on the inside, but not too many. So, but I'm glad we're talking about this. One thing, we have to start doing, it's me. I might end up setting up 2 rows of cones. What I mean by that is I'll set up the track, at the cones, and then I might end up having to go back like 15 feet and set another row of cones. Because we have to, that's one thing we've been told, we got to really start watching the pit lanes. Too many people are backing the trailer and putting the back of their trailer like right at the cones at the racetrack. It just can't happen, so we've got to keep the stuff off the track. Your tents, everything should be a minimum, very minimum, 10, 15 feet off the track itself. So we really got to watch that. If I remember right, last year here, we had a couple complaints, or somebody said something about right in the corner, the inside corner. I don't know which inside corner it was, but coming through the pits, there was a trailer parked there that was pretty close or something. But yeah, too many times. I know at Mount Pleasant, seems like we always get some trailers really close. So just something we've really got to start watching, but just another safety issue there. So,
gotcha.
Yep. No, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, should be ready to go. We got a really good ambulance crew there. We got the good food. This is one of my favorite barbecues all year long is down there. Really good food. So I seen someone talking on one of the forums or mentioned somewhere, I forget where it was, but something about there's a really good ice cream place in town. So that might be a popular place this weekend. So, but I think if the water's down, maybe somebody down there can let us know, but I wouldn't doubt if we get a lot of people down there wading in the water, in the Waiaconda and everything. So, but I know there was some pretty nice sandbars and stuff, and it's nice having that bridge there, because you get the shade and everything. So,
yeah.
But yeah, even if it's hot, should be a good weekend.
I seen Dylan Howard make a comment that they might be getting a half-inch of rain on Thursday through Saturday.
So typically, I would say that is great.
Yeah.
After our issue that we had last year, I think I would just put up with the dust and take another chance of that happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully that'll be just enough to kind of settle the dust. So, but
Get your pre-orders in for Tire Lube. Chad will have gas there. 5. Bring your own can. BYOC.
Nice.
If I remember right, it's $79. I always forget. He needs to make it even 80 or 75. But yeah, if you need any Tire Lube products, Chad will be set up there. My guess is more towards registration ish, where it has been in the last couple of years, and then
usually he's typically right beside Paul Cirque. We usually save him a spot right beside Paul Cirque. So,
I have been corrected. It's $85.
What'd you say?
$79.80.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. Yeah, it's nice. Ty Lube and Chad, lots of times we've talked about this before, but lots of times it's you take for granted, it being there. But when it's hot like this, you got a bunch of loading, a lot of lifting, stacking everything. And I know they got to bring 2 vehicles to bring that, so it's a big commitment. So please check Chad out and, and support him, let him know that we appreciate him doing that, and choose to get your fuel there instead of, maybe some store that's not supporting anything. So, but super nice of him to have it there. That's for sure. I think we've all taken advantage of something that he's got that we needed, and that track support's really nice. So, yeah, but maybe he needs to give ices away for every product you buy. That'd be a good thing for him this weekend. So, but I did want to say about Canesville. I don't want to keep jumping around, jumping over there, but I think that's about all I had for the Wyaconda. Did you have anything else?
Nope. Just a friendly reminder: registration closes Thursday, 5 p.m. I've seen some Burnhams have registered since we've been on here, so just another reminder: closes. So,
gotcha.
Only a couple of AA guys have signed up, so reminder.
Yep. So on to Canesville, then, just because we're on the pre-registrations, I just can't stress it enough. I don't want to just keep jumping ahead, but that's pre-registration only. So if you're a AA rider, if you're, first year rider, whatever it might be, and you do not sign up by the 25th, that means you do not race, period. Because we have to have them. You have to have them in order to get that lineup done. And some people have asked us how that'll work. And I think, Chris, I can speak on this. You correct me if I'm wrong, but we're going to draw them out, or you're going to list everybody, by points. And then after that, everything will be by when you signed up. And then once we get that all done and figured out, and you can put that out there, we'll have like row 1, row 2, row 27. And it'll say like A class might be row 5 starting out, for the first 5, second 5. There might be, if there's 18, that's 4 rows for A class, so it might be row 5 through 9, or whatever. But we will have the sheets printed out. We'll have it online, I think, Chris, if we talked about that. We'll have it on. Yeah. And then we'll also have sheets that day, though, and we'll have some up at the uptown, so you know exactly where to. I'll have each row marked, so you know where to park. First, if you're in the first spot or you're in the 6th spot, the first spot of your row, you don't choose, because we don't have time to wait for somebody and stuff. So you literally, first will be on the far inside, second, third, 4th, 5th on the far outside. So, but yeah, Jay, you've missed me the first 100 times. Yes, it's based off of points. And then after that, it's based off of, if we have any new guys coming in, it's based off of when they sign up. But yes, it's based off of points for the starting rows. So.
Oh, this is really tiny, but yeah, it's just so that those want to see what it's like. Oh, nope, it's not going to let me share both. I have it all planned out. It's all done on an Excel spreadsheet with the five racers across. And when I was doing my testing over the winter time, that's kind of how I did things, and was able to test the system, make sure it could handle the load and all the starting rows. So it's all there. Like I said, we'll publish it within a couple days. I'll promise within a couple days of the race. So by podcast next Tuesday, I'll have it out there, and maybe we can talk about it on the podcast.
Nice. Be perfect. So a lot of the questions have came up about that, Chris. We were looking at the starting, why are we uptown for an hour and a half? Okay. Well, that's kind of like a repetition kind of follows us. We have a lot of guys that don't show up till like we're doing national anthem and stuff. We just can't have that. You literally will not be able to get into rows after we tighten everybody up there. We can't wait on anybody, can't afford to be late, so we're going to try and get people lined up at the track. Okay. So we want you in rows already at the track. And that's that half hour thing we got there designed so you can come up and looks like, yeah, that's correct. The 25th is the very last day you can sign up, period. So the best thing to do if you haven't signed up,
5 p.m.
Yeah.
Make it very clear, 5 p.m. That's the cutoff that we normally stick with. Thursdays, 5 p.m. before the race. We're going to stick that way. I have time that Saturday to start working on what I need to do. So it is at 5 p.m. on the 25th.
So the best thing to do, Chris, as far as I'm concerned, if you're coming to the race this weekend, you haven't signed up, just sign up.
Yeah, you don't have to sign up online for this race. You just got to be signed up for it. We do have some entry forms for those that choose not to use and sign up electronically. We have the forms there. They can fill out and pay, and we will get them added to the list for the race.
Yeah. So, yeah, just be safe. I would just get it done this weekend and know that you're ready to go. How many people got the free t-shirt? That's something we offered for that first cutoff. There was a lot, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Like 200 or a little over.
Like 2 of 3, I believe.
Okay.
You're going to make me look that up, but it's somewhere around 200.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was pretty cool, but yeah, get signed up. Do it this weekend if you have to. That way, 100% it's in our hands. Don't get lost in the mail. Or if you're, doing electronically, that's fine too. But I just hate for it to get really close because I've done that too many times, Chris, where I got to get this order. And the next thing I know, I'm like, crap, I didn't get that done. And I lost it, or whatever. So please get signed up. You do not want to miss this race. But while we're on the topic of missing this race, if you do not plan on racing this race and you are a past racer, or if you're a racer now and aren't going to be able to make it, or race, and you're interested in helping, I really, really have a goal of 10 people we need to help sweep. This is a long track. It's not just a long track. It's going to take a long time to get around the track. So we've got areas that we really need people, Chris. And if it's just somebody that, has a winch and a utility, but don't want to be riding all day, man, I got 4 or 5 perfect places for you that would love to have somebody sitting there with the winch just in case, to grab somebody, pull them up type thing. But my goal is to get 10 volunteers. Even if you're got a buddy of yours that we can trust, What I mean by trust is there's places that we might need them and we'll say, hey, we need you here. It always sucks when you do that and then you go back to check on them and they're no longer around and you find out that they went somewhere else. It's like, we really need people in certain places. And this is a race too, Chris, where we'll have sections. It's very easy at most of these sections. You can do a loop and come right back and just do that section. So, but yeah, we just need the help really bad. So we're probably going to be really close to between 12 and 14 miles, I'm guessing. So yeah, we need some help. So, but
12 and 14.
Yeah. But I'm gonna say this right now, and I might be off, Chris. I'm guessing that our double A's are probably going to be turning. I'm thinking probably a 45-minute laps is what I'm thinking is going to happen, which will mean that most people will probably get 3 laps. No one's ever been around it yet. The other day we went around it, Chris. I only had 10.6 miles at that point, and it took us 4.5 hours to get around it. But we were doing a little bit of trimming and, and searching stuff a little bit, but it was, yeah. So I'm guessing 40 to 45 minutes for the double A's, maybe longer. We're still got 3 miles of stuff to finish down there, so, but there's going to be places where you can breathe, you get to an open. I was thinking about that getting to the pits. I'm sorry, when you leave the pits scoring, and then when you're coming into scoring is the 2 biggest open sections we have. And then we have 2 that's literally about a quarter mile long. One's not quite a quarter, but one is about a quarter. You're going down a dirt road. And you'd think, God, I don't want to do that. But after you get on this track, Chris, you're going to love, that's going to be most people's favorite spot because they can take a breath, they get the cool breeze on them and they can take a breath with the rest of the track. So it's just got a lot in there. So yeah, definitely need help. I seen the question about the cliff section. I think he's talking about the fall section. We don't have that one. We know getting in, getting out, it's already trimmed. We added a big sandbar that wasn't there before. We changed the way we're getting out of that section. That will be the number 1 spectator place. I'll guarantee you, spectators can actually get right down on the sandbar and still be out of the way just fine. You can stand up on top of the, I think it's called Brushy Creek. But that you can stand up on top of the banks and look down and see it all. But then I think most people are going to want to get right down there to the falls section and getting to see all that, because that's going to be tough. That will definitely separate the men from the boys for sure. So probably the number 1, I don't know, I shouldn't say there's so many cool spots for pictures, but obviously that is going to be a really, really cool spot. So yeah, so outside of that, again, another reminder, we have 2 to 6 different people. I know I got 2 coming, potentially 4 more, like crew cab machines coming, Rangers, Can-Ams, whatever it might be, or we wouldn't actually turn down a couple more of them to give rides downtown and to give rides from up around the pits down to the falls area. We want to get people, it's about a quarter mile down there too, but just trying to keep everybody from having to walk down there. We're going to have a path and everything for them just to drive down and get to see everything, bring your lawn chair and just chill down there, so be a lot of fun. So, but we can get, whether it be older or challenged or, whatever it might be, we can get you rides down there for sure. So, and then also prepare everybody too, Chris, at the gate. We've got that long area coming in that we're going to bring in, and it'll be caution taped off, but you'll get in there, get you off the road. And then they will be putting the bands on you this race. So be prepared. There's no handing them the bands. You got to get them put on this one because we're going to get that rush of people coming back from downtown. So, yeah. So they will be putting them on them each time. So getting a couple texts right now about people interested in helping. So that's awesome. Appreciate it. So yeah, when they take off downtown, Chris, I think they're probably going to be about 40 minutes, honestly, to get back to scoring. So there's going to be time, not like you got to take off speed and we want to watch your speed. Remember, no youth are riding whatsoever downtown. They can ride with somebody. There's places for cars. There's places for if you got side-by-sides or ATVs. We can drive straight downtown there with them only for that time. We don't need to be riding there any other time. But yeah, get everybody down there. And other than the biggest thing I've had a lot of questions on this. So if little Joey's racing, he's little Joey's 16 and he's in the C class, and doesn't want to be down there the whole time. Can I take it down for him? Answer is yes. Anybody can take it down for him. You just got to know what you're doing, know where you're going. So just pay attention on those sheets. There'll be people down there to help you get lined up. It is on a little incline. We're basically in an alleyway where most of it is getting lined up, Chris. So you might have to grab a little rock or, water bottle or something to keep it from rolling on you. But yeah, just got to make sure the machines are lined up, ready to go. It's a live engine. So, if you want to put fuel in it as you get closer, that's up to you. But again, it's going to be hot. I would think, I don't know if it's going to be hot yet, but you'd think it would be. But my thought was if, you're going to want an umbrella for that race, to keep the rider cool, and the four-wheeler cool and stuff is pretty much a guarantee that you're going to want an umbrella. I know a lot of people that's already ordered them told me I already ordered one for it, so, but just stay as cool as you can, you don't have to be dressed for the riders don't have to be dressed for the riders meeting. We're doing that at the track at the awards table, or awards trailer, so they can come up in sandals and such and just be chilling. We're going to go over everything really quick that people haven't done. The start is going to be live engine, not hands-on helmets.
Gotcha.
On the pavement. So might go practice that a little bit. It's going to be different for everybody, especially on pavement. So, but we'll just go over that stuff. It shouldn't take too long. And then hopefully people can get their bikes lined up even before that, where we have it lined up for you at the pits. So people can just be ready to jump on and when we go for a parade downtown. But how cool is that? I'd love to live in a town where we could have 200 ATVs parading downtown. I think that'd be really fun. So. And then remember, we got plenty of food vendors. We got a coffee place going to be there. We got shaved ice. It's called Dirty Soda, I think it's what it's called. Lemonade. Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff's going to be there. So we got some vendors and everything. So it should be a good time. Be plenty of stuff. They have a little cafe. I forgot to tell you this, Chris. They have a little cafe there in town. We talked to him. He can actually make 600 pounds of ice a day. So he will be having ice available. I think it's just going to be there at the cafe, which is right where we're lining up at. So literally, if you have to run down and get ice, if you got to take some, a machine or something, that's not going to be an issue. So, but yeah, the only thing I say with that, Chris, and I'll stop being a butt after I get done with this, but please, please, please don't let me catch you if you're the one that decides to be, I'm going to be very polite when I say this, an absolute moron for screwing around on the streets, and ruin it for everybody. We have probably a 14-mile course to be racing on and having fun. The goofball that decides to do that out there, on the highway or on the town or anything, probably won't be getting scored when I find out about it. So let's just eliminate that right now. And respect everything and thank the town of Canesville for allowing us to do this. It's not something, we've been looking for this place for 15 years and it's not available. So it's a privilege for sure. So,
yes.
But yeah.
You got the Gator watching. Adam Gill. He heard you're on. Going to talk the whole podcast, so he's tuning in.
Oh, you scared me. What's up, guys?
Oh.
I watch Adam stuff all the time, man. Got my fingers crossed. Maybe he'll show up. Never know. I'm not going to push him, but would love to have him. This will be something special. So,
yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, Chris, we did get the proofs today for the we're doing a special background, or awards thing for the Penland.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, it's probably, I said this about the Iowa State Fair, but I am not going to say probably over our Heartlands, everything. This is 100% my favorite awards banner I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Got to give a shout out to Spider Graphics. They absolutely killed it on this and absolutely love it. So I'm very excited for everybody to see this, but yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So in case somebody didn't get to see it last time though, Chris, we're about to Waiakonda for this race, obviously this weekend, but there's just so much stuff going on. But did I show you my buddy?
What do you got?
My buddy.
See, what's funny is it looks like you're standing up, and that's still taller than you.
Why do you got to ruin it? Why do you got to ruin it? Yeah. So in case you didn't see this is what you're racing for at the Waiakonda or at the Canesville. So.
In every class, that just amazes me.
Yes. And I think that's so important. I'm not going to keep going over that all the time, but that's just so important for, getting people to understand where the sports came and where it's going and thanking the people that got us there, So a little bit of education there behind it. We'll talk more about that, especially that weekend, but be a lot of fun. But the biggest thing is we got a hot race this weekend. We keep talking about how hard the Penland's going to be. But man, oh man, if you win this race this weekend, even just little stuff like getting the whole shot this weekend, that's going to be a lot of preparation. But, in order to finish this race with the heat, there's going to be, here's what it is, Chris. There's going to be 1,000 more excuses than there is, people, I hate to say it, but sucking it up and giving it everything, So it's just too easy sometimes for the excuses to come out, and this is when it's going to happen, So it'll be interesting, but there's no doubt there's guys and gals out there that I think motivates them. The tougher it is, the more they want it, and this is going to be one of those races this weekend to Waiakonda. We know it's going to be hot. We know it's going to be muggy. It's going to be a challenge. So, and then we're going to turn around 2 weeks later and race. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be the toughest race all year, period. Could be the toughest race we've ever put on, period. So, but
good.
It'll be a lot of fun.
And I don't know, maybe you can share a little bit. And I know we're kind of focusing on Canesville, and we can talk about it next week, but how Canesville is laid out. It's like quadrants, right? Describing.
Yeah, we got over 900 acres here. That's just the part that we're on, Chris. And what it is they went in and they fenced this. It's a big cattle. They run cattle there a lot, but it's probably the smartest cattle operation I've seen in a long, long time, where instead of letting them run everything and overrun everything, they've got it all fenced out where they can move them, from section to section. So we have a lot of gates. I mean, I kid you not, Chris, I think we're going through probably, I might be wrong, but probably 7 to 8 gates during the race. And I love it because what's going to happen is I hate cheaters. God, I hate cheaters. Let me make that clear. I hate cheaters. But it's going to be very hard to cheat at this one, because when you go in one section, you're going to get in the trails and there's no other way out until you get to this next gate, so, and good luck on just trying to find it outside of following the track. So this is a track, if you don't stay on the track and you think you might know a place, you will either get lost for a long time, which you don't want to get lost here. Or there's a couple sections, I'll tell you right now, Chris, you're going to have this. Guys or gals, either one, riders, I should say, that see somebody and think I can make up a little time. And I hope there's nobody, but there's always that one or two people I think that always thinks like this. If I cut across here, I can shave some time off. You're going to shave. So we got one section, Chris, where you are in a sandbar, and right above them, you got the track coming right above the creek. There ain't nowhere to jump down in there, but you will see them. And if you were to try to cut over there, you will cut off over half of the track. It's that close. And that's why we've laid this thing out, was you'll penalize yourself, 99% of the time at this track by trying to get off the track. You will be shocked on what it cuts out. So, and the other places where, somebody thinks they've got had a breakdown and they think they got to cheat now, and you try to run around there and it's like, holy cow, I can't get through this brand new fence line. It's 4-strand, 5-strand. It's not something you can go underneath or over, it's stopping you in your track. So just point A to point B through these sections, and these sections, some of them are really, really big. So yeah, so a lot of fun. When I first heard the way this thing got laid out, at the sections, I thought this ain't going to work. And then I realized it's a blessing in disguise. So it'll be good. So I think you'll be standing around more than you normally are. You're not going to have as many customers at this race at Canesville.
Thanks.
Instead of 6 or 7 trips, I'm kidding you. I think most people probably get 3. Some only get 2. I'd be shocked if some of them slip through at 4, but it might end up being faster than we think. So who knows? But
never know. After that first lap, it could widen out a little bit. Just depending on weather.
Nope. No,
it's tight.
There's places where, yes, it could widen out a little bit. But again, I think the guys did a wonderful job laying this thing out, because you think, Chris, we're going through this timber, right? And you have a sight where you can see ribbon, or you can see an arrow over here, and the track goes this way, but man, Paul Sirk, he's just turned that corner. I know I can get him if I cut through here. That'll be the person that's laughing at you, because you ain't getting out of that ravine, or that old fence line that's stuck in there. You ain't getting through it. If I see people in that fence line, these old fence lines that are way off our course and they get caught up, that's the ones I always wave at. And then after the race, we'll go back and get them. So, but there's no reason to be off of this track. It's long enough. They're going to get spread out enough. I don't think lap traffic's going to be bad at all. There'll be, I think, times where people never even see anybody, they'll be by themselves. So yeah, make every lap count. So the also really quick, the parking here. The parking is good. It's not perfectly flat though, Chris. So if I had to guess, I would say like 2 blocks on one side of because it is like a hillside, but it's not bad at all. If you didn't put any blocks on there, you'd probably be just fine. If you want to be perfectly level, I'd say 2 to 3 blocks, and it probably wouldn't be an issue at all underneath the one side. But we got a ton of parking. That's not going to be an issue. So should be good. But yeah, there's parts of it though, Chris. No, it's going to test people And there's gonna be, I'm gonna tell you right now, we were in some cedars cutting last weekend, and it's so cool in there. Will there be issues? Yep, there's gonna be issues. Could there be a bottleneck at 30 quads? Yep, there could be. And the only way they're gonna get out, if you sit on that quad and you sit there and watch somebody trying to get their quad turned around, it's just gonna cost you. Get off of that quad, help the guys get going, and then take off. You got to help each other. But there's sections like that I hope it don't happen. But when we were laying it out, do we think it's going to happen? Absolutely. It's too fun not to be in there,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's race the track, and get hydrated. And I think you're going to be just fine. So should be good. So,
all right.
Yep.
What other news you got to share?
I think that's it. Just might bring up as of right now, the state fair isn't full. I know we've got a lot of people signed up already, but what's the cutoff for that? It's like, that race is the 15th, so I think it's like around the 9th or something, 8th, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So that's another thing too, if you're going to race the fair, you could sign up for Canesville and the fair at this race, or you sign up for Canesville at this race, you can sign up for the fair at Canesville, but please, please, please make sure we get you registered there. And once again, look at all of our rows this year, Chris. We're only taking 16 people per class at the state fair. That's it.
Yep.
16 people. That means not even all of our rows. If a normal race that we have, not everybody can even have the opportunity to race the fair. So,
yeah, especially looking at that B class. That class is pretty active.
B.
Which, they're by far 20 of the racers in the B class have signed up for Canesville, so it is one of our bigger classes. So yeah, It could fill up.
Yep. So, and I thought I must have read this wrong. I could have swore we had already had our dates way out back in January, but I thought I seen something come out from I forget the name of the series. I think it's MWEDT, if I remember right. It's the kind of a touring TT series. I don't know if it's considered a regional or national, but mainly a TT, like flat track TT series, I think.
Okay.
They've got a track in Fairfield, I think, and maybe somewhere else in Iowa. But if you're doing that, I think that's the series you follow. You know what I mean? It's one of the bigger series and the traveling series, I think. But I could have swore someone had told me, or I seen that they had a race, which they normally don't, scheduled on the same day as our state fair race. But I've seen something shared from one of our racers just last night, maybe, or night before last. And I thought it said the next race for them wasn't until the 21st of August. So, yeah, not to knock on them guys, because everybody's welcome. But, we always see that our cross-country guys like, man, I don't want to compete against a built TT track. Well, we proved last year XC guys can handle that. They can take the challenge. But remember, if you're a C class and you get signed up, the door's locked. Nobody can enter. So, that whole $10,000 purse, Chris, could actually stay within the series if people just got registered, so
Yep.
Guaranteed. That's a big pizza party. So
Pizza party.
And still, I know we're bouncing around, but I'm not going to say, I remember one race at the Ironman, the finish. I think I remember it was a Boric and Balance. And then I remember a Boric and Fowler finish. And outside of that, and I think just because we've seen more of that race at the fair last year, you only seen that at the end at the Ironman. But I'm going to say last year's race, which obviously that's what you want. signature race, you know, your last one of the day, which was a double A. But with Adam and them guys, Shorty and I'm short now on what the gentleman that always come, Christie, is his last name. But that whole class, man, they put that race on. You remember that? I don't know how you guys scored. I could not have scored that race. That was so fun to watch. I mean, that was some good racing. That was probably the best race on quads I've ever seen. But that's a lot of fun. So, but yeah, I think we've secured our help for the fair. Everything is working. Just remember that race. And just in case anybody's watching, we've always had racers wanting to get in on like Friday night. There will not be any racers coming in on Friday night. It's only the crew. We don't actually get in there to work on the track, Chris. Normally, you know, we get in there on Thursday. We got 2 days to build it. We won't get in there probably between 3 and 5 o'clock on Friday. So we will be building track all night long.
Yes, we will.
That's between the building of it, you know, the tires, the walls, the banners, the, you know, everything, the watering, the rolling of it, you know, it will literally, it's going to take all night long. So
the state fair does not count. It's kind of like an added bonus race through for us, but it does not go towards year-end points.
Non-series race. Yep.
But what do the winners get?
Very cool trophy at the state fair. Very cool. But then AMA number one. That's the AMA Iowa State Championship. So you get an AMA number one plate, which is hard to come by. So only what do we got? 23 classes, 24 classes.
Yep.
So in the state of Iowa, there'll only be 24 of those plates handed out this year. That's it. 24. That's crazy. And then you look at our race at Canesville. That is the very first ever AMA state championship, Missouri state championship.
So hold on. For Canesville, if I were to win the scoring class, I'd get 2 trophies.
You get 2 trophies, possibly an overall trophy that's very cool for there too.
So I get number one plate plus the Penland. Yeah.
Plus the Penland. Yep.
Yeah. Woo.
So that's going to be a very tough race, but risk is worth the reward there. So,
I want to see who wins. What would be cool? Win the state fair and win Kingsville. That would be awesome.
I agree. And you think about that. And I was joking with, and I wasn't joking. I'm dead serious with some of my Missouri buddies that race. Are you really going to let somebody from Iowa or Wisconsin or, you know, Illinois come in and take the very first AMA state championship? I can't even imagine that. If Missouri, you know, when we first started the series, let's face it, we got our butts kicked. You know, that double A was just Missouri guys. I mean, them guys have been so fast for so long and, you know, never had the opportunity to pull an AMA state championship number one plate in. And now that it's there, I'm anxious to see the guys that may not even race with us. You know, they might be in other series, you know, but having the opportunity to do that, or, you know, just look at it as, am I going to let somebody from outside of my state? Look at Adam McGill. You know, Adam McGill took home in West Virginia is where our number one plate went for our double A, our fastest guys last year from Iowa. It went clear to West Virginia, you know. Are we going to allow that to happen again? You know, or are we going to fight for it in Iowa? You know, the Missouri guys, you know, Iowa, at least we've handed it out now. We're on our 4th year, I think. 4th or 5th year for the state fair.
4,
So,
right?
and I don't think the first year was, if I remember right. I think maybe it was. So we've handed out, it's been an AMA state championship race for possibly 4 to 5 years now. But again, Canesville, it's the first time ever for a Missouri. My gut tells me that you're going to see guys from Missouri that haven't raced with us for a long time, and they are coming for blood. They're going to protect their territory. At least that's what it used to be in Missouri. It used to be that, man, them guys are just so fast. It's like they would come into our territory, we'd call it, just having fun. But I just can't imagine them not preparing for their, for that race, So we'll see. I might be wrong, but there's no doubt I know people in Illinois. I know people in Wisconsin, know people in Minnesota, Nebraska, Kansas, I know we got people coming there from Texas, we got people coming from West Virginia, Pennsylvania, I think it is, all over. They're coming for a shot at that, at those number 1 plates. So it's going to be big. First time ever that I think it's a signature trophy, for our sport now at the Penland. First time we've ever had something like this. So not only you going for that, but the pot's even sweetened more by a number 1 plate. So you win that one, man. You've earned it, so hopefully you don't get any of the sandbaggers, the ones that want to sign in for classes. So doing what they should be, but that's kind of on them if they do that. If you've won 3/4 championships, and try to race a class down, hopefully everybody lets them know about it, so, but we'll see.
All right, buddy. What's anything bugging Andy before we wrap up the show for tonight?
No, I really don't think so. I think Andy's feeling very fortunate that we got some really cool races starting with this weekend.
We do.
Every race from here on out means so much, from points to qualifying for, Canesville to bonus points at, at the Waiakona this weekend at Cahokia to your $3,000 payout for the whole shot, challenge at Murray, gosh, there's just every single one. The Iowa State Fair, I mean, gosh, just think about that, Chris. I don't know about you, but I wish I was in shape enough and racing where I just always loved the Iowa State Fair. It's a pain in the butt getting in there. It always is. But after that, just the opportunity to showcase our sport in front of that many people, and that's the way every race is from here on out. It's every race has a lot of, lot behind it from here on out. So all year it has been that way though. So it'll be fun. So.
Ooh. Registration picked up. I will say we had 83 for the state fair, so numbers decent. We still have some time, but yeah, it'll be here before we know it. So get signed up.
Yeah,
which that number's a little low because I know we had some papers, so I'm gonna say around 90
for the state fair.
Yeah,
and we're still, gosh, what, about right at a month, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, yep, they'll be picking up. But man, I'm telling you, some of them classes are going to fill up. Don't wait. I promise you they're going to fill up. So, hey, and really quick, while we're on the state fair, as a reminder, okay, that moves really fast. So get in there as quick as you can, get lined up really quick. Remember, you got to be facing when you're on University. You either got to be on 30th headed south to get in there, or you got to be on University headed east to get into the fairgrounds. You know what I mean? You get in there early.
Preferably on University headed east.
Correct. Yep. But if people are every year, people's like, oh, I'll come in from the bypass. Well, you're going to get stuck there and then you ain't going to be able to turn because you can't make a left off of University. So the best thing to do is come in on like 235 or something, get off on University, and that way you're lined up. And I'd be lined up at 6, probably 6 o'clock, so, but.
Dang it, Anthony. Why you gotta make a comment like that?
Yeah,
2 races there at the state fair. One, the quad race, and then the race to make it to Knoxville Nationals on time. Yeah,
don't rub it in, man.
I know some get to do that. Others,
That's the only downfall with state fair race. It's on 410 Nationals. I hate it.
Yep.
But no, I was going to tell you about the fair, though. Getting people in there, getting them signed up, and make sure they're watching for. We'll cover all this, but it's on you to be up there getting lined up for each class. So make sure you're ready to go there. So, and what I guess it's if we got 90, that's already filled then because the first 75 got a free ticket. So they get in the fair free that day. So
we'll get that determined. Probably we'll get that. We'll get it figured out here and get it posted.
Yeah. Thanks to the guys.
I would say 16 to 29 class is almost full. So
is it really?
I'm going to race that extra class, because you could race more than one class.
Talk to us about that real quick. Tell me what I am 17 years old and I'm in the C class. What classes can I race, Chris?
You could race the C class and you could race the 16 to 29 class.
That's just an age class. Any skill can be in there, correct?
Correct.
And that's fun because we've seen that, right, Chris, with a C class. We don't have first year. That's another thing for people to remember. We don't have a first year class there. So first years would want to jump in the C class, So that's another reason if you're wanting to hurry up and get signed up. But so that 16 to 29, we've seen a C guy actually be very competitive with a B guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's very competitive. So you just never know. It's a fun getting different levels in there. But so basically every person that signs up, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, can race probably 2 races that day. Well, I'm saying adults, because we know that's important. We say that was new to us this year. I probably honestly abused that I didn't realize I was. And it was honestly just to help get entries, I'm not going to lie, but if you're in a 90, you can no longer go back and race a 50. You can't race down. So, so that's going to change things for the youth. But as far as a youth goes, a youth could race, let's say it's a 90 or 125 or super mini and still race a junior, but all the adults, they can race with the way we've got it set up. They can race their class. Plus you can race the class that's 16 to 29 until it's full. And then we have, what's the other one? 30 plus.
You could do a 30 plus. Yeah. You could also race, we know that we didn't do the adult 90, but we have an adult 90 class as well.
We do have an adult 90 class. You're right. Yeah, that's good to bring that up.
If you got a pit bike, you can race that too. So
we might have a celebrity race in that this year. I'm not going to mention any names. I don't want to pressure him, but found out we might have a celebrity racing in that pit bike class this year. So I'm pretty excited about that. But what was the other one? Oh, to make it clear too, because we've had a couple people, tried to in the past on the flyer. It does even say that just like it did last year. We have that new class last year called the open class. That open class, it says right there, it's only for A and AA riders, period. So that's a class for them where they can race that class only. So all the rest of the classes can get in the 16 to 29 or the 30 plus their class. So, but we'll break it all down when we get closer. It's hard to stop talking when we get going on that stuff. But this weekend's the Waiaconda. We've already covered everything, but one hell of a race. It's going to be a good track. It's going to be hot. You're going to earn it. Got popsicles afterwards. We got qualifying the last time to qualify for the Whole Shot Award, $3,000 Whole Shot Challenge. It's also one of your last times. If you forget, it's a great time to get signed up for Canesville. You got to get signed up. So a lot of stuff riding on this weekend. So.
Yes. All right. Well, we will see everybody in a few days. For some, Andy will be there tomorrow night, right? Headed down.
I think it's going to be Wednesday or Thursday morning now, early.
Thursday morning.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yep. So remember, if you or your buddy wants to help for Canesville, please reach out to me, text me, call me, whatever. So,
okay,
we'll get you set up. So, outside of that, Chris, I think I'm good.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for staying on and watching, and we'll catch you guys at the track this week and on the podcast next week. Take care.
Thanks.